Alright, so this is the deck I ended up taking to the Legacy tournament today. I was actually playing the Tezzeret version, or I thought I was, but really we're playing this version, so let's go through it real fast. We're playing a bunch of fast mana so that we can get out as many creatures as possible, as quickly as possible. This is just a pure aggro deck. So 4 Ancient Tombs and 4 City of Traders. 3 Contested War Zones to help beef up our team. Essentially an unboltable Signal Pest. 2 Blinkmoth Nexi for when the games go long, or we need the extra attacker. 3 Darksteel Citadel to go with our Mox Opal Ornithopter Midnight plan. 2 Arcbound Worker. The modular ability on this guy is actually pretty relevant more often than not. 4 Signal Pest to get aggressive. Our primary threat package here, and 4 Arcbound Ravagers, 4 Cranial Platings, and 4 Steel Overseers. 4 Vault Scourges, one of our favorite attackers because of lifelink. 3 Etched Champions, and actually 3 mana is a little difficult to get to in this deck sometimes, so sometimes he just clutters up the hand, but he is good enough in enough matchups that you want. I'm playing the full 4/3 in the main and 1 on the side. 4 Frogmites, being able to dump a bunch of Frogmites on the table is pretty potent. 2/2s are pretty good in the format. And then 3 Chalice of the Void, and some decks just auto-lose the Chalice of the Void. Going to the sideboard, which is still a little bit under construction, I have the Caracas for the Show and Tell Reanimator decks, Tomb of the Spirit Dragon, 3 Grafdigger's Cage, and this is mostly for burn, another aggro decks, 3 Grafdigger's Cages for Reanimator, Manriki Kusari for Jeskai Stoneblade, Phyrexian Revoker for whenever we need him, Thorn of Amethyst for combo decks, 1 Etched Champion against the creature decks, and then 3 Umazawa's Jites also against the creature decks. So let's see how we do. I hope you enjoy the deck, and even though it's not the Tezzerator version, I will try my best with it. Alright, here we are in our first round. Despite what I thought, I've actually queued up with the Chitauri list, so I'm going to have to go back and redo that. That's unfortunate. This isn't really what I wanted to play today, but that is okay. We'll keep. Bit of a surprise here. Was not expecting to play this list, but actually this is a pretty good hand. We can go City of Traders, Steel Overseer, Mox Opal, Ornithopter, Vault Scourge. Or maybe I'll go Ancient Tomb first, just so I can hold on to my city. Yeah, was not expecting to play with this version today, but that is alright. That is alright. Just gotta double check the deck next time I queue up. My opponent fetches and goes and grabs a Underground Sea to ponder. My opponent has a bunch of foils, intimidating. So I like that draw. Let's lead off with our land, our Opal. He's F6, so that's good. Next turn we can play either the other Steel Overseer or the Etched Champion. Start getting in for some damage. Whew. Cabal Therapy. Naming. Yeah, that's what I thought he would name. Fortunately, don't have either of those. So we get to blank this Cabal Therapy. Unless he can somehow cast it again, I will be able to play both of all the cards in my hand next turn. Okay, there's another one. Probably naming Etched Champion. Yeah, that's what I thought. Contested War Zone. I do like that. So let's give our dudes +1/+0. Waiting for my opponent here. Okay. Next turn, do I pump with both my overseers or just one of my overseers? Show and tell. Emrakul. Alright. Omniscience. Even worse. Yeah. This is going to be tough. Petals of Insight. Don't even know what this is. What? That's crazy. So you can just cast that over and over until he eventually is able to cast his Emrakul, is I'm guessing what occurs here. So I do have a Caracas in my sideboard in this game, or in this deck, which I will be bringing in. So now I just assume it's a matter of getting to whatever his win con is here. I don't really have a lot of interactivity with my opponent, unfortunately, and I think this hand was actually pretty fast. So we found whatever it was. It was, in fact, Emrakul. So he'll take his extra turn. I can sacrifice Ancient Tomb, Contested War Zone, City... Okay, well... Now I'm just going to lose. I'm going to go ahead and concede. Yeah, Legacy. Woo woo. So, bringing in the Caracas. Probably taking out a Contested War Zone. Bringing in Thorn of Amethyst. Taking out the Overseers because they're a little slow. Chalice would be good. Yeah, I just need to draw some of this medium disruption. Let's get an Etch Champion, leaving the Steel Overseer. Yeah, let's try this out. If I get totally crushed my first Legacy daily, it will serve me right for daring to fly too close to the sun. I will play first. I also was thinking the fact that I don't play Force of Will actually hurts me a lot. Ooh, I like this hand. It has a Caracas. So turn one. My turn one is actually really lame with this hand. I could go City of Traders, Midnight, nothing. So even though this has a Caracas in it, do I keep it? I have a turn 2 Etch Champion, but nothing really else going on. And Caracas doesn't really help me against Omniscience. I'm going to have to mulligan this. This hand's also pretty atrocious, so I'm going to have to mulligan it as well. And now we're getting to the part where I've probably just lost the game because I've had to mulligan so much. That's alright, you only have to go 3-1 to prize in these events, so maybe our next 3 matches will not be against Omniscience. Come on, Triple Delver. Oh yeah. As much as I am loath to keep it, this is the hand we are going to start off with. So we'll go Darksteel Citadel, Arcbound Worker, nothing. We could go Ancient Tomb, Arcbound Worker, nothing. So, yeah, our options are not great. Not the greatest. That's what I get for playing aggro decks, though. No cantrips and no Force of Will. Clearly, I just need to become a better player. My opponent is certainly taking his time between each of these little phases. We're going to get to have an amazing first turn of Arcbound Worker go. Next turn we can play 2 Frogmites, so that's not horrible. Taxium Probe to see my embarrassing hand. Cabal Therapy to get rid of both my Frogmites. Ooh, beating. What a beating. Yeah, that sucks. Come on, cranial bleeding, alright. Sometimes life gives you a bone. Although 4 damage a turn is not impressive at all. It'd be nice to top deck into another cranial plating. Fortunately, my opponent has missed a land. Oh no, this is only his second turn. For a second, I thought maybe there was a small favor in him missing a land drop, but I am incorrect. There's a Volcanic. Is there a Bolt? No, another Ponder. I actually have no idea if this deck even runs Bolt. I imagine it does not. I imagine it's all in on the combo. Ornithopter. Not awful. Not awful in that it gives me an additional point of damage here. So if my opponent somehow doesn't have Show and Tell Omniscience here, maybe we're good? Burning Wish. Well, that's not a Show and Tell, although I imagine he goes and grabs it. So what saves me here? What saves me? Well, let's see. Another Ornithopter? I don't really think does. So this is kind of cool. We actually got our opponent down pretty far this game. If I'd had the 2 Frogmites, I might have even been able to win. But here's the Show and Tell, and I'm unable to stop it, of course. And what does he put into play? If it's Imracool, 1, 2, 3... If it's Imracool, I still cannot win, I don't think. No, it's Omniscience. Dig Through Time. Well, we'll play to an out of my opponent whiffing, which is probably impossible. Oh, I actually only have 6 permanents, so if he's able to find Imracool, I will not be able to win. Grizzlebrand, though, I can potentially beat. He is unable to activate the life gain on that. So if I top deck Caracas, maybe I can win this game. Young Pyromancer, okay. Burning Wish for what, I wonder? If I drew an Arcbound Ravager, Pels of Insight, okay. So now he's just going to do it till he gets the Emrakul. Or potentially just generate. Yeah, I don't see myself winning this. If I'd been able to get down the Frogmites, I could have won this game, potentially. Because I would have been attacking for an additional 2 points of damage, both the turns I was able to attack. So, there is that. There is a small solace there that I could have, I might have been able to win this game if I hadn't been Cabal Therapied. But really, I don't think there was any other way to play this. The first 2 hands were just pretty unkeepable. They were just not fast enough. Well, the first one wasn't fast enough. The second had no mana. I mean, I guess you could also just cast Petals of Insight until you get a ton of tokens. But I imagine he's looking for the Emrakul. What else could he be doing? There we go. So yeah, that's gonna be it. All right, well, maybe we'll get him next time, Coach.